The Avengers versus the Guardians of the Galaxy. One team, a group of superheroes committed to protecting the Earth from the foes no single superhero can withstand. And the other? Well, they're concerned with the safety of the galaxy. But which team would win in a battle? Let us know your pick with either #Avengers or #Guardians. In celebration of the soon-to-be-released Avengers Infinity War film, we'll be looking at the members of both teams from the MCU rather than the comics as we usually do. For clarity's sake, and since this video can't be a whole hour long, we'll be looking at original members from the first Avengers film and from the first Guardians film in this battle. Even with that, we're looking at a 6-on-5, so let's add Yondu to the Guardians side to even it out. Even though we'll be looking at the films, let's chat briefly about the histories of these two teams, and how they came to be in the comics. The first incarnation of the Guardians came to be in 1969, created by Stan Lee, Arnold Drake, and Roy Thomas, first appearing in Annihilation Conquest issue 6. Thomas has stated that, I quote, "Guardians of the Galaxy started out as an idea of mine, about super gorillas fighting against Russians and Red Chinese who had taken over and divided the USA. I got a sort of general approval out of Stan, I think, and gave the idea to Arnold Drake, since I had not time to write and research it. Arnold went in for a conference with Stan, and Stan decided to change it to an interplanetary situation. All of the characters and situations of the Guardians were created by Arnold and or Stan. So these Guardians were active in the 31st century, and part of an alternative timeline that would later be known as Earth 691. Now the Earth 616 version of the Guardians, known as the modern team, appeared in the aftermath of the Phalanx invasion of the Kree. Star-Lord aka Peter Quill decided to form a team of interstellar heroes that would be proactive when it came to protecting the galaxy, instead of just having groups that reacted to a crisis as it arose. This initial group was made up of himself, Adam Warlock, Gamora, Drax the Destroyer, Rocket Raccoon, Groot, Phyla-Vell, and Mantis as supporting staff, along with Cosmo the Space Dog, who worked as the chief of security at their space station, who also made a cameo in the MCU. On to the Avengers. The team first hit the scene in 1963 with the self-titled debut The Avengers #1, created by none other than Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, as a revamped version of their previous all-star superhero team, the All-Winners Squad. I mean, with a name like that, you can see why it needed a makeover. The Avengers initially consisted of Iron Man, Thor, the Hulk, Ant-Man, and Wasp. Ant-Man would become Giant Man in issue number 2, and Captain America wouldn't make an appearance until issue number 4 when he was discovered in ice. The roster of heroes would continue to rotate and become a trademark of the series, something that we've definitely seen reflected on the big screen. Now let's take a look at everyone's abilities in the MCU, starting off with the heroes of the Avengers. First up, we've got Iron Man. Without his suit, Tony Stark has a genius-level intellect, with knowledge ranging from artificial intelligence to quantum mechanics, and is well respected in the world of business. With his Iron Man suit, he has superhuman strength and durability, supersonic flight, energy repulsors and missile projection, and regenerative life support. While there's some pretty credible suspicions that he'll be using his bleeding edge armor in the Infinity War film, it's all still speculation, but it would mean that he'd be capable of storing the suit within the hollow portions of his bones. Regardless of what suit he wears, he's still come a long way since his days in Tales of Suspense where he kinda looked like a giant tin can. Next up is Captain America. He's got peak human strength, speed, durability, agility, reflexes, senses, and mental processing. He is a master martial artist, skilled in hand-to-hand combat, has accelerated healing and advanced longevity, and is an expert tactician, strategist, and field commander. Plus he wields a vibranium steel alloy shield. Moving on to Thor. He's got superhuman strength, speed, durability, longevity, and the character has a whole lot of abilities thanks to his hammer Mjolnir. Dimensional transportation, electric manipulation, flight, and weather manipulation. Currently though, in the MCU, he wields the mystical axe known as Stormbreaker after his hammer was destroyed in Thor Ragnarok. But for the sake of this fight, we'll let him have his hammer. We're still uncertain what Stormbreaker's abilities will be in the MCU, and it seems unlikely that its origins in the comics, being the weapon of Beta Ray Bill imbued with the powers of Odin, will likely not carry over. Now it's Black Widow's turn. She is a highly trained spy, an expert tactician, martial artist, marksman, and expert with various weaponry. She also has a slowed down aging process and advanced immune system. Then we've got the Hulk. Now if we were looking at the Hulk of the comics, this battle would be no competition. He's practically invulnerable. But when it comes to the Hulk of the MCU, Bruce Banner may be a little less of a threat, but is still pretty dangerous. For starters, he also has a genius level intellect. He is a master scientist, engineer, physician, and tactician. As the Hulk, he has an immense amount of strength and has proven to be a skilled combatant in battle, almost defeating Thor in Ragnarok if it weren't for the Grandmaster's interference. And lastly, Hawkeye, who is a master archer and marksman, expert tactician and martial artist, and has a few trick arrows in his quiver. Alright, now moving on to the members of the Guardians of the Galaxy, starting with Star-Lord Peter Quill. First and foremost, he's got a hybrid physiology due to his heritage. He's part celestial and part human, which made him durable enough to hold the likes of the Power Stone without dying, and harness its power to share the burden with the other Guardians. This may have ended though when his father Ego died, making him a regular human. That being said, celestial abilities aside, he's still an expert combatant, an expert thief and marksman, a skilled acrobat, and an expert pilot. Plus, he wields some weapons that pack a punch, including the Hadron Enforcer, crafted by teammate Rocket Raccoon, that can shoot concentrated bolts of nuclear explosive force, and he also has dual quad blasters that can shoot lethal and non-lethal blasts. Gamora is up next. She's a former assassin and the adopted daughter of Thanos who betrayed him. She's got superhuman strength, ability, and stamina, and enhanced durability and vision. She also has a regenerative healing factor from bio-augmentations that lets her recover quickly from most injuries or infections. She's an expert when it comes to being a pilot, marksman, and knowing her way around a sword. Next up is Groot, everyone's favorite tree-like humanoid. He's got superhuman strength and durability, enhanced speed, elasticity, flower generation, and light generation, plus two incredibly handy abilities that have really helped the Guardians so far. Body manipulation, which allows him to use his body to form organic constructs as a tool, weapon, or shield, and a regenerative healing factor that allows for him to regenerate after almost any kind of attack. His species is also known for their longevity, with those of his kind being known to live for centuries. Let's move on to Rocket Raccoon. Rocket is a genetically engineered raccoon bounty hunter and merc, and is a master of weapons and battle tactics. He's got a genius-level intellect, enhanced strength, durability, and agility due to his augmentations, and acute senses far beyond what a regular raccoon would be capable of. Plus, he's tough, which translates very well in battle, along with being an expert combatant, marksman, and pilot. He's also one hell of an engineer and tactician. Then we've got Drax the Destroyer, the former intergalactic criminal who, in the MCU, sought revenge on Ronan the Accuser for killing his wife and daughter. He's got superhuman strength, durability, and agility, and has a regenerative healing factor. He's also a master when it comes to using knives, and his combat style has proved to not be only skilled, but incredibly brutal. And lastly, Yondu, a master thief and pilot. Yondu has power over an arrow made of Yakka that he controls by whistling, and it's fast as hell. Depending on the tone and intensity of the whistle, his arrow has been known to kill multiple individuals before they've even had time to react. It's capable of moving at a speed of at least Mach 5, and can penetrate almost anything. Alright, on to the fight. Just like we did for some of our other group lists on Versus, we're going to pair off team members and go from there. It only seems right that the two team captains face off against each other, Star-Lord and Captain America. And Rocket Raccoon, with his own technological support and engineering superiority, would be the ideal candidate to face off against Iron Man, while Drax would be paired off with the Hulk for more of a battle of the brawn, leaving Gamora with Black Widow and Yondu to take on Hawkeye, arrow for arrows, and the odd couple of Thor with Groot. So where would that hypothetically leave us? Well, arguably Captain America would have an upper hand on Quill based off of his superhuman abilities, although Peter would likely be able to outwit the patriotic superhero, being able to think quick on his feet. Plus, that Hadron Enforcer definitely would leave Cap more than sore. Iron Man would have a run for his money with Rocket, but the anthropomorphic creature doesn't have the kind of longevity that Stark does in his suit. Moving on to the Hulk and Drax, that pair would likely result in another loss for the Guardians, with Hulk's strength definitely surpassing that of Drax. On the other hand though, Gamora could easily overpower Black Widow, likely having more diverse experience than the former spy, and Yondu could easily end Hawkeye with his arrow. Being able to control it at will definitely surpasses the expert marksman's innate abilities. Then there's Thor and Groot. Now, if this were the comics, we'd easily say that Thor would win, but the MCU Thor seems to lax on the power that he has in the panels. That being said, Thor could definitely take down Groot, but he likely wouldn't be able to kill him for good. So, the winner? The Avengers. Their team is just too overpowered compared to the Guardians. While the MCU Guardians have had more of an unpredictable fighting style than the Avengers, and arguably are better at collaborative combat, the combined threat of Iron Man, Thor, and the Hulk is a lot to handle. Even if Star-Lord managed to defeat Cap, the strength of those three alone versus Quill, Gamora, and Yondu would be tough, with the only wildcard being if Quill had retained some of his celestial abilities, which is probably a long shot, or if Yondu managed to shoot them all down with his arrow while the other two acted as a distraction. Not entirely impossible, but definitely not really on the probable side. Alright, so there we have it, friends. Would you rather the Guardians have won? I kinda do. Let us know who you think the deserved winner is in those comments below with either #Avengers or #Guardians. In the meantime, if you dug this video, why not hit that like button? Subscribe if you haven't already, and definitely be sure to check out the videos in our playlist that's currently flashing on your screen, especially if you want some more Infinity War goodness. In the meantime, thanks for watching everybody. Catch you all in the next one.